going on? So you guys are here for TB training and hazardous materials? Perfect. That's easy. So I've got a little presentation. What do you want today? So I'm Rob Atripaldi. I'm with Cypress Creek EMS. So let me tell you a little bit about me so you can ask me questions. I'm a paramedic. I've been a firefighter. I've been a flight paramedic. And I've been a military special operations medic. So I've get to be a paramedic in a few different realms here. And my goal today is to kind of tell you about what paramedics do and what your options are as colleges and going on from paramedic to doing something else or just enjoying your career as a paramedic and kind of what we get paid and what our benefits are, what our hours are, those kind of things. What else would you like from me so I can start writing a punch list up? I had oatmeal, thank you. Anyone else? Nothing? There's not going to be any questions?
Not yet.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's relatively interactive, so I would prefer that you engage me, because I feed off I'm an extreme introvert, so I feed off your energy, and if you don't give me energy, then I'm under the desk. No, I can't talk to you. Fair enough? Is that what you're looking for? So who are you? Why are you here? You have to be here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
So I can learn more about the
medical field. Okay, medical field in general. And I've worked in a hospital for the last 10 years before I came. I've been in Texan, now Texan, for 5 months.
Oh.
Yeah, the country of Texas. I'm here. I had to get a passport. I had to get boots. That was my passport. Why are you here? Yeah. What do you want?
Some life?
Sure.
I want to become a doctor.
Become a doctor. All right, cool. That's perfect. So we're in the right spot. So you can ask me anything about anything that's appropriate, right? You got to keep some boundaries on here. So let me give you a little bit of a history lesson on EMS. So when did EMS start? Emergency Medical Services. When did it start? Really? Yeah, a long time ago, right? When did people start getting injured? Yeah, forever, right? Yeah, forever. Right? Like Eve got bit by a snake, and you're like, oh no, Eve, what's going on? Forever. It's been going on for a long time. So it's been happening for a long time. We've been doing it for a long time, helping each other and healing each other. But in the United States, it kind of happened in the 60s. What happened in the 60s from now we're going to do a history class? What happened in the 60s? World War II? No. Segregation, maybe, because we didn't. Late 60s, early 70s. Right, yeah, war. We went to war. What war was it? Vietnam War, right, good. Not MASH, but Vietnam War. You don't have a MASH, but Hawkeye and that kind of thing going on with Vietnam. But Vietnam War. So all these guys came back from the war going, holy smokes, we really did a really great job in war and in combat. And we saw all these catastrophic injuries, not like people getting shot, but like people crashing cars and Jeeps and things. And we're like, can we do something in the United States that would help people that crash their car and get injured? Yeah, well, we could really use you as first aid people. Okay, well, I'd like to be a first aid person. So we came back and they said, well, we need some first aid. So we started trying to figure out how this was going to look. So I'm going to run through some things on history. But realistically, it started way back when. But here's a history probably of your great-great-great-grandfather and great-great-great-grandmother, and they're in front of an ambulance, which could also double as a hearse. Yeah, well done. Yeah, with the little screens across it. So now, levels of EMS, what are we looking at? There are levels of EMS, and then it continues on. This doesn't even talk about really a lot of things. So, emergency medical services, that's like the person in the ambulance that waves at me and makes me get over when I'm driving my car to school, or the person that makes all the noise in my neighborhood late at night and makes my dog bark, that they hit that horn. I don't like any of that. Well, we have a first responder level. What does that look like? That looks like you at home, you're hanging out at your house, and an EMS call, or somebody dials 911 and says, I have an emergency and I live next to you, and you don't know your neighbors because you're like, no, we don't like them. They look funky and they drive their car way too fast. So you stay away from them, but somebody next door calls 911 and they call you because you're a first responder, and they say, you get a little radio and they say, hey, your neighbor is sick. And you go, okay, well normally I would help my neighbor anyway, so I go next door, I got this little bag, and I got this little first aid bag, and I get to help my neighbor if they're having a heart attack, or they cut themselves, or they passed out, or they felt like their dog had fleas and they wanted to dial 911 to have you check their dog out. So you're like, yeah, I can check your dog out. No worries. So what kind of training is that? That's really not a lot of hours, it's about 24 to 48 hours. You do a little training, you get some advanced first aid, way more than the American Heart Association, a little bit more than that, and you get to figure out how the system works, how EMS system or emergency medical services like 911, which are emergency, and how we process all that stuff out. You get that knowledge base beyond just going camping and somebody goes, I got bit, and you know how to fix their little bite or sting. The emergency medical technician is a little bit more. It's about 140 hours of training, and you're like, that doesn't seem like much. That's what I do in history. That's my history class. Yeah, pretty much so. But it's a little bit more focused. So we focus on certain injuries and illnesses, and maybe start you thinking about, what could possibly go wrong? And we start introducing you to anatomy and physiology. Anybody? We're in A&P lab, aren't we? Anybody had A&P? Like A&P is the bomb for emergency medical services and medicine. It is the bomb. So I've had a bunch of A&P classes. I've taught physiology. So it's really nifty. So you want, that's what you really want here. You're like, yeah, that'd be cool to have that because I can understand the body and how it works and how cells work. And then we have.
Yeah, that's just.
When I hear that, I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, you got some 45 hours.
Advanced EMT is like, well, I get to do a little, I understand how things work, I get it, but I have a little bit more treatment that I can get. So that's some more hours, right up to about 210, 300 hours, and I get to, anybody ever had an IV or a shot before in their arm? Does everybody have a shot? Anybody not had an IV? Great, so 1, 2, 3, let me see your hand. Okay, show me your hand. Who's the second person? Show me your hand, back your hand. Back your hand. Okay, so we'll show you what an IV looks like. So we'll start an IV on her before the end of the class. It'll be really cool. I haven't done it in a long time, but I think I'm going to be okay. We'll get you up here.
You can handle it train.
My what?
You can handle it train for
Am I doing right?
the numbing.
No, we won't use that because we want to see what it feels like. We want to see that on her face, the expression of her going.
I think that would be
Keep the door shut and make that happen. And then what's a paramedic level? What does that look like? Well, that's just, don't they all just drive the ambulance?
No.
No, you know that, right? No way. No, what's a paramedic level do? Man, I have to have you think. Like, this is like mini doc. Like a doc in a rolling box. Like you go to the Medi Clinic or Walgreens Clinic and you're like, well, can you tell me what's wrong? They dial 911 and they get a paramedic here at Cypress Creek or Harris County. They get a paramedic and the paramedic goes, I think I can tell you what's going on with you. I have diagnostic skills to be able to tell you what's going on with you. And I have all this cool equipment to be able to put on you and get information from you to determine what's wrong with you. Are you sick? Are you not sick? Do you have pneumonia? Did you just get kicked in the chest? Do you have, is it a spleen? Is it a gallbladder? Is it a liver? What's wrong with your belly? I can really get really tight on what's going on with you. And that really drives your care. So really paramedics are driving right now in this area, in most of Texas, a lot of Texas, this is what's driving EMS. So I would introduce you to the hospital you're going to and tell them how your care is going to progress. You're like, isn't there a hierarchy of, like a doctor's up here, and there's a nurse, and there's a paramedic, and then, no, we all kind of do different things. We all do different things. So just like the person at the quick care makes a diagnosis on you and writes you a prescription, that's happening soon with paramedics. In many states, that's what's happened. So a paramedic comes to your house and goes, okay, cough, what's going on? Let me look in your throat. Okay, here's your prescription for medication for antibiotics. You can't have that. Here's your prescription for an antibiotic, and you can go to your local pharmacy, and I'll even call it in right now on my iPad or Surface tablet. Questions on this? What you think about that? Nothing? Big deal, who cares? Education. So almost all education in EMS now is done through colleges or universities. Cypress Creek, I'm starting a paramedic class. I'm not taking it. I'm teaching a paramedic class in 1 month. I have a paramedic class started. And they're going to take it at Cypress Creek EMS, not too far from here, about I thought 10 minutes, but it's actually about 15 and a half minutes from here. And we're gonna be teaching a paramedic class. So do you think they get college credit for it? Maybe. Yeah, it's really a technical. You really don't get college. Probably not. What's an associate's degree in Texas? How many credit hours do you need for an associate's degree?
60.
60. She scores. Baccalaureate. 60 for an associate's, 2 years. Yeah, 118 to 140, depending on what your specialty is. And then a master's degree, another year, another 20 to 30 credit hours for a master's degree. Okay, so what's a paramedic? So you come to what? You say, hey, I want to be a paramedic. What are you doing next month? I'm like, I have all kinds of openings. You're like, can we all come to this paramedic class? Yeah, come on. So how long will we be together? 1 year. 1 year? I got to go to school for a year? Yeah, you have to go to school for a year. What happens at the end of that year? How often do we meet? We meet 16 to 20 hours a week for a year. And then what happens? And then I give you 40 credit hours, and you go to whatever college you want to. So I have agreements with colleges. So what colleges do I have an agreement with? Anybody know University of Texas? Anybody heard of University of Texas? No. No? University of Texas, San Antonio agreement. They take your college credits and they put you in a baccalaureate degree in health sciences and biology, a BS. You pick your degree and they'll put those credits right in there. So you went to school for 1 year. You actually got more than a year of college done in a year. So you get 30 to 40 credit hours. You go to the University of San Antonio, and they have a distance education program, so you can even stay home and pat your dog and do something. Where else could you go? Where else do I have an agreement? Lone Star College. I just want to go get my associate's degree. Okay, go get your associate's degree. You take 4 more classes, and you have your associate's degree in your pocket. That's it. Get an associate's degree. Is that a big deal, associate's degree? It is, and it is, and it is, and it isn't. Nowadays, most people, I push you to go get a baccalaureate. You can go get your associate's first, and then go get your baccalaureate. Where would you get your baccalaureate at? Another place. Sam Houston State. Anybody heard of that college? Sam Houston State's my other articulation agreement. So I sit down with deans. I'm a paramedic. How can you do that? I just said, hey, I'm a paramedic. I'd like to have my... No. I'm an educator. Like your teacher, I'm an educator. I'm certified as an educator. I'm an educator. I educate but my realm of, there's biology, someone's teaching English. I'd be in here going, I teach paramedicine, medical technology. That would be my specialty. So you go to Sam Houston State, you get 2 years of college done, or a year and a half of college done already, towards a baccalaureate in healthcare administration, biology. You want to go to med school, you want to go into nursing school. You're right there. You're already ready to enter the school of nursing at Sam Houston State. You've already got 2 years of school, pretty much. That makes sense? Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. In the past, nobody got college credits. We just gave you a certificate that you could hang on your wall like a letter of achievement. Maybe you got back in elementary school where all the students came, every single student came up. You're like, that's your certificate of something. Certificate of attendance. Is Julie here? No, okay. Remember that? You know what I'm talking about. Everybody got something like, best hair, Missy. She comes up, she's like, so what happens? So you get college and university. So what happens here? Classroom, lecture, we do skills. I have mannequins that have heartbeats, that have pulses, that breathe, that talk. Yeah, my organization. I have 4 mannequins that talk to you. So you walk out and go, oh, okay, it's plastic. Hi, Mr. Sullivan. He goes, hi. What? And I push a button, he raises his head up. You're like, whoa! Awesome at Halloween. Telling ya. And awesome in the HOV lane, like the 2 or more. So cool. You get to hang out at a hospital for 400 hours. What does that mean? Well, I want to go be a doctor. Most med schools now, so how many people think, man, I'd like to go into medicine of some kind, maybe a doctor? Lots of people. Guess what happens to docs? Guess what docs do a lot of times? They come to be paramedics because they get a better chance of getting into med school. Right? Well, I got a 4.5. When I went to school, it was a 4.0. That was the top you can get. Now, I've got kids and they're like, Dad, I got a 4.25. I'm like, huh? Is that like extra credit? Like, I got 140%. Wait, 100% is like everything. Did they give you something else? It's like 120% of a car. Here's a car, and then here's part of a Honda. Oh, I don't want another half of a car. digging where I'm coming from with this? Makes sense? So you want to go to med school. Guess what? I got tons of paramedics that went to med school that have now gone on to med school. I walk around hospitals. Where I came from, I was in a hospital. I was a hospital-based educator. I taught docs. What? I had residents, you who go to med school, if you were at my hospital, you'd come sit in a classroom like this, but a bigger auditorium, and you'd go, are you a doctor? I'm like, no, but I own you for the next. Like, you can't do that. Okay, we'll find out. Mike, come here. Yes, Mr. You gotta be 18 years old. You can't have felonies or misdemeanors unless they're like wrapped up and sealed. That'd be okay. So if you have something, it needs to be sealed, like a court seal. Go back and somebody. I have a friend that can do that for you. You have to have a state license. What does that mean? What's a state license? It says driver's license next. You gotta have a. You gotta like. Once you finish my class, I go. You have a license to practice emergency medical services. You go, great. Where can I go? Can I just like put a sign out in front of my house and say, help needed, or come here, bandaging and splitting free today? I need a driver's license. Why? Because you can't drive an endless lot of driver's license. You can't do that. You got all these other cool courses like pediatric advanced life support. Who likes working with little kids? Like, that's bad. Don't say you don't raise your hand and stuff like that, especially in school. So if you've got siblings, keep them away from these folks. Advanced cardiac life support. What do I do when grandpa has a heart attack? Who has heart attacks? Most of the people have heart attacks. Old people, wrong. Who's having heart attacks now? 30-year-olds. 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds have heart attacks now. If I take you up into the coronary intensive care unit of the hospital downtown, you'll find mostly 20-year-olds in there having heart attacks. What? 20-year-olds? Not 80-year-olds? Yeah. 20-year-olds with big, huge scars across their chest where they went and opened their chest up and did heart surgery. Naughty. And then you got to do continuing education. So we show up at work, I check equipment. What's that big box there to his left? What's this? It's a ginormous AED. It tells me everything about your heart. It gives me all kinds of data. It tells me everything about your heart. Like I look at your heart and go, you have no heart. I'm like, what? I know. You broke my heart. What's all that? What's that big box? No! Medications box! What? Look at the size of that thing. Hello. Medication. What medication do I give you? Green? No, there's no needle in there. He's not spinning a wheel to decide what he's going to know all of his medications. He or she's going to know all of them. What are they doing here? That's the mannequin that's got a pulse. Look. Hold on. I'm going to prove it to you. It's got a pulse. That is awesome. Has a heartbeat. Doesn't look real, but if I dress it up, it looks pretty good. At least trick the cost. So they're practicing CPR, all these mannequins. What are they doing? Yeah, they're doing, so because we don't make much money, we stand out at street corners, have a sign, make my own sign, make sure it's bent up because you don't want to, oh, they're cleaning, they get to clean, they hang out with each other, they do public service, they're checking their ambulance, they're making sure that they're safe, they're going to be safe throughout their tour. What are they doing? That's more firefighters. I'm just hanging out. Firefighters hang out. Who wants to be a firefighter? No one? Good. Oh. Okay, everybody practice being a firefighter. No. I went 16 years, I was a firefighter. In 16 years, that's me. 16 years. I have swords on my back. I should have gotten us better chairs. Come on. That looks not like, that doesn't look like fun. That doesn't look like fun, does it? So normally, so I'm just going to prep you, a little bit of shock value here. So here's the shock value. How often, like in the last, let's just say month, have you seen a dead kid? You probably haven't. But I got to be mentally prepared for that. Because I'm going to have a kid fall off a roof because he climbed up the back stairs and found a way onto the roof. And then he jumped out a third-story window when he's 4 years old and he didn't know any better. What if this is a 16-year-old coming back from the prom that's completely sober, but ended up texting and losing control of their vehicle. I gotta deal with that. I have a 16-year-old. I gotta deal with a 16-year-old that's head's caved into a windshield. That's a bummer. I gotta deal with that. Do you think doctors don't deal with that? You think nurses don't deal with that? Welcome to, are you all in HOSA or healthcare, or some of you? You get this. It's not all, I can bandage your broken arm. That'd be nice. I'd like that. If I could have that job and get paid like that, that'd be great. Any other broken arms? None. I'm going home. Kids on bikes. Elderly. So you following this? Kids, car accidents, older people. What's that look like? Not so often now. Not so much now. It's a bunk room. Wait, I gotta share a room with somebody until you get promoted and like get high rank, and you get your own room. But yeah, maybe. Do you think these beds are? How many people do you see sleeping right now? You see anybody sleeping? No. Why? Because they're on a call. They're busy. This is a busy deal. If I climb on an ambulance today, I won't see my car until the end of the day. I'll be busy. I'll run a lot of calls. I'll get to meet a lot of cool people. I'll get to interact with them. I'll get to make a difference in their life. I'll get to speak life into it. I'll get to say, I'm sorry this happened today. It's going to be okay. I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad you're here. It's all right. We're going to take great care of you today. I promise we'll take great care of you today. Lots of communication. Get to wear cool uniforms. Get to, what do you think this picture was of? I don't know what it's of, but I can tell you what it's of. What do you think these folks are? Retired. Good. How about this? How about this guy had a giant heart attack and he was dead. He didn't have a pulse for a period of time. And this crew, EMS and fire crew, resuscitated him back to having a pulse. Now he's hanging out with his wife and going to Florida again. How cool would that be? Have somebody come back and go, hey, I just want you to know, I know you came in my emergency. Hey, I just want to say thanks for saving my life. What? Hey, I just thank you for actually saving my life. I'm going to get to go to my daughter's prom, and I'm going to get to see my kids again, and I'm going to get to, wow, man, seriously? What? Does that happen every day? No. Is this cool? Do these guys look bummed? Does he look like, man, seriously? I want to go sit in my chair. No, he's happy. This is a cool thing. So they delivered that baby. Hello, baby. All right, so I have a question. How much do I get paid? What's an average paramedic get paid? Who has a job? Okay, where do you work? You mind me asking?
Good luck.
Foot Locker. So Foot Locker. So I'm gonna less than $16 an hour.
Commission.
Commission. Okay. Oh, you guys get commission? That's not cool, because I bought some really cool sneakers. Salaries in Foot Locker. I didn't know that. I'd have been negotiating with you. Hook you up with your commission, get a little out of that. I'll buy 2 pair. So what's a paramedic get paid? What do you think? 70,000 a year? No, I wish it was. Soon, very soon. So paramedic, an EMT, paramedic, somewhere between 35 and 50 for starters. That's going to be a paramedic, 35 to 50. EMT, 28 to 40. Less education, less intense, less responsibility. What's an EMS educator get? So you've moved up and you've got a gray beard, and you're like, can I do this as a career, or should I go find something else? Can I work commission work at Foot Locker? So the average pay for an EMS educator or manager, a manager, somebody that manages, your manager at Foot Locker, or manager where you work, or you know the manager, or the person says manager, probably not it, where you order large fries or biggie size it. But a manager in EMS, somewhere between 70 and 110. So that director, I'm gonna be in charge of my ambulance service. 90 to 180. Can you live on that? Yeah, but it's a little tougher when I'm getting, well, like I said, $28,000 a year as an EMT. You're like, that's a lot of money, and it sounds like a lot of money. But if your mortgage is $2,000 and you get 3 kids and a wife and a girlfriend and all. You don't. That's not cool. What are my hours? So I'm going to give you my hours that I've worked in the past. So here's my hours. As a flight paramedic, here are my hours I've worked. My flight paramedic, I worked 12-hour shifts, and I worked 3 12-hour shifts. So I either did days or nights. So I came on at 6 p.m. and I worked till 6 a.m. I did nights. So night shift, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Wednesday, and I had 4 days off. My shift. 36 hours. Why didn't I work 40? 40 is like a full-time job. Because inevitably when I'm on a helicopter, the helicopter just doesn't land and bring me home at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm on calls. I'm usually running calls a little over. What's the pay for a flight paramedic? $25 to $35 an hour. So for a flight paramedic. Who gets to be a flight paramedic? Do I get to be a paramedic and come right out of school and be a flight paramedic? Unless you're a rock star. Unless if you're a rock star, yeah. If you're not a rock star, like, and you gotta do some time in the street and get some experience, I'd want you to, I did. So those are my hours. So fire department, here are my fire department hours. Firefighter, EMT, firefighter, paramedic. If you're gonna be a firefighter thinking I wanna be public service, almost all agencies now need you to be an EMT at least. And if you wanna be actually hired tomorrow, be a paramedic, you'll get hired tomorrow. You show up in Arizona, you show up to Charlotte, you show up to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you show up to Houston Fire Department and you say, I think I really want to be a firefighter. And they say, do you have your paramedic? And you're like, I just want to be a firefighter. I don't want to be a paramedic. I want to. You're like, no. We can put you on the list. What number am I on the list? It's like the DMV. You're 463rd. What? Are you a paramedic? Yeah, I'm a paramedic. You're 7th. Totally different. What's firefighter paramedic make? Firefighter paramedic makes anywhere between $50,000 and $80,000 a year.
Again, working 8 days a month, just about.
So what are my hours? Here are my hours as a firefighter paramedic. 24 on, 24 off, 24 on, 5 off. Do you hear me? So I bust my butt for 24 hours. So let's just say Monday, I work 24 hours Monday. What's the matter?
I said that for 24 hours?
I'd be off Tuesday. I'd come back on Wednesday. The 24th, then I'd be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. When we come back to the next Tuesday. Guess what else I did? I was a great dad. I had tons of time to be a great dad. I could be on a hockey team, a softball team, or I could go get another job and work 2 jobs. And instead of making $80,000, maybe $160,000 a year. Because I could have 2 jobs and still have 2 or 3 days off a week. Just thinking, just throwing stuff out. I'm not trying to bait you with money, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. You can't do this for money. I can't do this for money. I couldn't do this. I'd go do something else. I think I'm a pretty intelligent guy. I'd go do something else. You know why I do this? Any guesses? Yeah, I like it. I like showing up at your house and your mom or dad are sick, or your brother or sister are sick. I like showing up at your house and going, I can take care of your problem. I can solve what your emergency is right now. I can make a difference in your life right now. My name is Rob. What's your name? I get to make a difference in your life. That's rewarding. Could I climb poles and hang wire for the phone company? Probably. Could I make more money? Maybe. After 30 years of retirement, would I love my job? I might not. So when did I start in EMS? Probably when you were born. Anybody born in 1984? No one? Don't even you say a word.
No, I wasn't. I was before that too.
So that's when I started in EMS. So I started in the military as a paramedic. 1984. Wow, he's old. Math. Yeah, if you did the math, you know, 36. That's good. That's awesome. So good math. Good. You need good math skills because there's drug calculation. I got a couple pieces of paper I want to. Could I get a rep from this side, rep from the middle, and a rep from that side? Representative from the class. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Make sure everybody in your group gets one. Make sure everybody in your group gets one. Make sure everybody in your group gets one. Can I get a rep? Can I get a rep from this side, 1 rep from the middle, and 1 rep from this side? Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Can you make sure everybody on this side gets one? Thank you. All right, so what questions do you have of me? Now it's question and answer time. What didn't I cover?
5 or 6 minutes, so.
Yeah, you can touch your gloves or touch your, you can do that. You can't like go, hey, let me help you. Unless, you know, if you're riding with me, then if I feel like, yeah, you can pat their dog, then you can, I'll say, yeah, pat their dog. Okay, you can do that. Because, I don't know, you tell me you're in health occupation, why? Drug use, maybe. Diet! What did you eat for breakfast? Hopefully you had something healthy, but probably you had, yeah, Whopper, double Whopper. No, not at Wendy's, not the double. I'm hungry. I want the triple bacon gator. In the Slurpee. In the, you know, you want the super size? No, I want ginormous size. Where they like Fred Flintstone inside. You're like, yay, hot. Yeah, am I running every day? Do I run every day?
The structures carry about 700 pounds, right?
Yeah, we have 800-pound structures. Do we pick up 800-pound people?
Yeah, very careful.
900, 1,000, 1,400 pounds? Boy. Hey, it's time to get out of your house. Go for a walk. Think about walking. Other questions? A couple more minutes. None? Come on, I got 2 minutes.
If you guys need any more information, I know how to get a hold of Rob. My name is Nancy Wilson. I work here at Creek. 2447. It's just nancy.wilson@cfisd.net. I'll get you in touch with this guy.
Last question.
I hear that being Nancy is one of those stressful jobs on the planet.
I would say a bomb recovery expert, but pretty close. Why?
Because the uncertainty of
Yeah,
case.
my stress, usually early on in your career, your stress goes up and down, right? You go into somebody's emergency, people, I got family saying, can you please save my son? He's only 4 years old, save my son. Can you save my son, please? And I'm like, what would that do to you? Like, hey, save my puppy. Hey, somebody runs up to you, hey, save my puppy. You're like, I don't even know your puppy. I can help, right? You're like, I can help. Would that stress you out?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty stressful. So what's the big deal in EMS now? So EMS has a big deal now with health, right? We expect people, want people to eat healthy, right? I want you to live to be 100. I don't want you, because you're in EMS and the stress is up and down for you to, so people run, people eat, right? I'm 36, I run still. Other questions? Hey, I want to give you some feedback. I'm proud that you let me come in here and talk to you. That's one. I'm honored. And I'm proud that you're considering health science as a profession, whether you're going to nursing, paramedic, whatever you go into. You know, you get to make a difference, whether it's research. You really do get to make a difference in people's lives. So if that's your career choice, man, go for it. Don't stop. Right now, all seniors,
Juniors and seniors.
if you have the ability to take an A&P class, take it. That'll really give you some insight and think about the big picture. But I'm honored that you're coming in because you're taking my place. One of you will be standing here, you know, in 20 years and going, hey, let me tell you about EMS. Because